All right, so we're getting started. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Give us a sign if not. So hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining. My name is Shira, and I'm part of the customer success team, and I'm super excited to start our second webinar in the Priority Insider series. Before we begin, um, take a look at the upper right corner of your screen. You can see a square with a question mark. That's our chat for today. Our lovely Charlotte will be monitoring it, so don't hesitate to drop her a note if you need anything during the webinar. And that's also the place to drop all the questions you want Evgi to answer at the Q&A part of our session. Before we get started, and I want to give you a little bit of context before Evgi will begin, I just want to say a quick hello to Rahul. Rahul, are you with us?
Yes, I am. One second, let me get my camera on. By the way, Shira, we may need to go to the first page and show the heading. It still says we begin shortly.
Okay, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Thanks, Shira. Morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. For those who haven't met, my name is Rahul Puri. I'm the general manager and head for lead the business for Priority in North America. I joined about a year ago. Before this, I was with NetSuite for 10 years, ADP, Deloitte and Touche, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and obviously since Blackstone invested into Priority, there's a lot of growth, and part of the thing that you'll hear from Evgi a little bit today. But also since joining Priority, I've had the opportunity of speaking with many of you, our prospects, partners, internal teams, and one message that consistently comes through, right? Businesses, all of you, are being asked to grow, become more efficient, make faster decisions, and often, obviously, without adding more people, right? And that is why today's conversation is so critical and important, right? An ERP system cannot just be a system of record that runs quietly in the background. um, it should be, and that's what you should be demanding, it should be a platform that continues to evolve with your business, helps your teams operate more effectively, efficiently, allows you to take advantage of new capabilities, and without having to rebuild your technology stack or foundation. So today you'll hear how Priority is investing in the future, from automation to flexibility to analytics to AI, and the continued evolution of our platform. And most importantly, we want this to be relevant to your business. So as Shira said, please share your questions, feedback throughout the sessions. And great to meet you all virtually. Anything I can help during the process now or afterwards, please reach out to me. But back to you, Shira.
All right. Thank you, Rahul. So I want to start by giving you a little bit of a context for today's session. I promise I'll be quick. After all, we're all here to hear Evgi. I think that if there's one thing we can all agree on is that businesses and in businesses, it's all about the bottom line. No matter what our role is in the organization, we want to do our part in driving growth and increasing business value. And priority can, as I will mention, be a key driver in reaching these business goals. It's all about unlocking its potential. So let's take a quick look at where your business goals and our platform meets. Let's face it, everyone is being asked to do more with less, and it's not a small challenge. What makes Priority unique is its ability to streamline your operation by making automation work for you. We don't force you to change how you run your business. Instead, we automate the heavy lifting around your unique processes. This means you're not only saving time, you're transforming your day-to-day operation into smoother, more efficient engine that directly impacts your bottom line. And that's before I even started talking about AI. We all want the business to grow, But let's be honest, if your software isn't built to scale, rapid growth can quickly turn into operational chaos. The good news is that building a resilient architecture isn't a one-time event. It's a journey. Every time you reach a crossroad, every time you introduce a new process, every time is an opportunity to strengthen the foundation. And this is where true scalability and agility meet. The built-in flexibility of priority is designed to support you at every decision point, allowing you to make faster strategic shift to stay aligned with the market. A perfect day-to-day example for this is our built-in no-code tools, which give you the power to easily adapt all your workflows on the fly, keeping your system agile as you evolve. You don't need me to tell you that in today's fast-paced environment, making business decisions based on our gut feeling or outdated reports just doesn't cut it anymore. True data-driven leadership requires real-time visibility and actionable insights. And priority can give you exactly that control. By leveraging our advanced analytics and native AI forecasting, we transform your data, or we can transform your data um, from raw data into a clear roadmap. We don't just show you numbers on a dashboard, right? We provide actionable insight that tell you what's coming next so you can respond even before the trend hits. This means you're no longer driving while looking at the rearview mirror. You have the predictive power to make confident, strategic choices that drives your business forward. But here's the catch. All of this only works if you're doing it right. None of this magic can happen if you continue to treat your system like a black box, like a mystery that runs in the background while you're hoping for the best. To truly unlock its potential, you need to lift the hood and drive it strategically. So, how do we make that shift? For every organization, the answer is a little bit different, but I want to share just three key elements that I believe apply to everyone. It's incredibly easy to look at a software and just focus on which button does what. The truth is, the more you understand the core pillars that make up our product strategy and the principles behind the features we build, the easier it becomes to build a healthier, more resilient architecture. Ultimately, understanding the product strategy is what empowers you to make much better, smarter decisions. And this is basically what today's session is all about. As you know, we release 2 new versions every year, and each one is packed with new features and new capabilities. But keeping up with the roadmap isn't just about knowing what's new, it's about knowing what's coming. So you can plan your next move wisely. When you have visibility into our long-term product direction, you can align your internal project with our upcoming releases. Instead of spending time, money, and energy building custom workarounds for a certain gap you're having, you can see if that solution is already on our roadmap. It allows you to build a much cleaner architecture by leveraging the standard innovation we're already creating for you. And finally, my favorite one, partnering with your CSM. Your customer success manager is not just the point of contact for when you need support or have any technical issues. Think of us as your strategic partner inside Priority. Every time your business changes, scales, or hits a new crossroad, you don't have to figure it out alone. Your customer success manager is there to help you navigate those decision points, ensuring you make the absolute best choices for your system architecture and, of course, for the business. At the end of the day, these are just 3 elements, and a short list of examples out of many. And of course, in our day-to-day work with the customers, our team will naturally explore additional ones that matter most for the specific needs you have. But overall, they all come together for one main goal, is to help you maximize the value of your investment in priority and ensure your system truly drives your business growth. And to take you all one step further, I'm thrilled to turn the floor over to Evgi, our product director, who will take us through our core product strategy and roadmap. So, Evgi, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Shira. Hello, everyone.
Honey.
I hope you can hear me okay. Nice to meet you all. I haven't met most of you, I assume, but I think it's a great opportunity for us to know each other. I'm excited to be here today. I joined Priority roughly a year and a half ago. I was working many years in enterprise software, building a lot of AI and intelligence based products. And I'm very happy that we will be able to show you how we are infusing those capabilities into Priority roadmap now. Um, yeah, so that's me. Sorry, we didn't click.
Yeah,
We didn't click the next
my
one.
fault.
So just a short disclaimer before we kick off. We will be talking about future roadmap, and it's my get out of jail card. So roadmaps are directional and non-committal, but yet we want to show you where we're headed, and I think it's very, very exciting for Priority and for you. So I would like to start a little bit with our the way that we look at Priority from the product strategy point of view. And for quite a long time, when in the product organization we were looking at Priority as a platform, we were essentially thinking about it as 5 core pillars, right? So the main pillar is the functionality pillar, all the basic, or I wouldn't say basic, the standard, the expected features that you can expect from an ERP system, your supply chain management, your finance, your manufacturing, all those. Of course, on top of that comes the experience layer, which in Priority, as Shira mentioned, is very flexible and adaptable to user needs. We have a lot of no code, low code tools that allow you to customize the experience to the way that your business needs. Of course, the system is very flexible. In addition to the no code, low code capabilities, we have a lot of APIs. We have, VS Code developing platform. We have all those things, a wide range of, embedded connectors and the entire marketplace of different connecting platforms. And of course, Priority is running natively on Amazon public cloud. So when I joined last year, we have embarked on a journey of adding and infusing AI capabilities. Everybody's talking about AI, and we're trying to be at the forefront of that innovation. So we started to add AI capabilities across the platform, and we started by adding it into each one of those pillars. But then we have essentially reimagined our strategy, right? So when we think about the priority of the future, we have infused AI and I would say pivoted, I wouldn't say pivot, but essentially turned our thinking into something that is AI first, right? So we still have the operational breadth of the ERP system, but we are embedding agentic workflows into all the core capabilities, your finance, your supply chain, your sales. We are bringing AI first experience with conversational capabilities that I will be showing to you, agentic automations, prescriptive analytics. We're looking into adding more advanced features like anomaly detection for supply chain, for finance, for sales, process mining in future, data foundation. Shira spoke about the requirement to have a very good solid data foundation. So we are bringing this in as well. We are, of course, keeping the flexibility pillar, right? Our platform becomes even more flexible, and I will be showing you some of those upcoming capabilities as well. And of course, on the extensibility angle, we're not abandoning it as well. So we're bringing in AI native capabilities, and in future agentic marketplace that will make the platform even more connected in the future kind of agentic world that we're all living in. So essentially, we take the same priority platform that you know, that you use, and we're infusing AI even deeper into the core of the ERP. So I would like to, before I'm kicking into, the individual features, and I will be talking a little bit about what we have released last year and what we are releasing now and what we are releasing in future. And I would like to take a little bit step aside and explain to you how we are in the product organization in priority, how we're thinking about features and how we're thinking about roadmap, and where you may find yourselves potentially. Um, we know that in priority we have different types of customers. We have different types of customers in terms of their size. Okay, we have smaller businesses, we have larger businesses, we have enterprises. We have different types of customers in terms of their readiness and their adaptability. Okay, how much they're willing to get into this AI future, how their own, if I may say, kind of the strategies, right? Are they ready for the AI features? Is it something that they already have on the roadmap? Is it something they're a little bit, reserved about? And of course, on the individual user level, we know that there are typically what we're calling three people in every room. There are the natural users, people who like have been using AI for like last 3 years. They're doing some customizations, they're doing some automations, even in their own private lives often. So we have those people. We have a lot of users that are very much willing to adopt AI capabilities, but sometimes they don't know what to start with. And of course, there are people who feel a little bit of resistance, for whatever reasons. And the reason I'm showing this to you is essentially to explain that when we are planning our features and when we're planning our roadmap, we're thinking about all of those types of users and all of those types of customers. So the way we look at this is that we need to make platform as advanced as possible and make sure that we are headed into the future with the market, with the forefront of the market. And we want to be ready for our customers when they are ready to adopt those capabilities. So essentially we're this running bus, and when you're ready, just jump on and take the ride with us. um, so let's talk a little bit about what we have released last year in terms of AI in version 25.0, 25.1. This is essentially was the year when Proteus started to add AI capabilities into the ERP. It started with the usability features, giving customers a way to search with just typing whatever they need to find, like find me customers who this and that, and then the search works for them. Enhancement of our automation capabilities. I'm sure we have a wide range of different automation capabilities, and the business rules, the autofill rules, the BPMs can be authored, right? Can be created with a simple, again, sentence, right? Send me an email every time something happens, and then the rule is being created automatically for you. We have released our predictions module, the machine learning AI ML based forecasting solution that allows you to look at your past sales, past demand, and forecast your future sales. This process is being automatically infused into the demand planning. We have released descriptive analytics as part of our analytics solution. We have released advanced delivery planning with AI, and writing assistant, which helps you write better emails or better texts across the platform. So I'm going to show you some of those features as we progress with the presentation. So this is the search capability. You can say that the user can just type their search, and Priority automatically fills the search parameters for them. So essentially, you don't need to remember, specific fields. You can just type whatever you need, and Priority fills this in for you. The automations, again, business rule, right? You can say, "I'll send email when discount or whatever happens in the platform," and the engine automatically translates this into condition. If there is an email involved or text message, then AI automatically drafts it for you as well, and you can also update it later on. We have our descriptive analytics, right? Whenever you have chart or a report in Priority Analytics, you could ask the AI to automatically generate executive analysis, comparative, statistical, and then it gives you essentially the analysis of the data that you are seeing. And the ML-driven predictions. So like I explained before, you have the opportunity to train the predictive model based on your specific data. So it's not some kind of generic algorithm. It's being trained specifically on your past sales or past demand, depending on what data you're feeding into the system. The model is being trained, the results are being fed back into Priority, and then you can use this as part of your demand planning process. In ADP, this is a cool feature that we also released last year. First of all, it's very nice and good looking, but the idea is that you can distribute, plan your routing in a very nice, intuitive, and visual manner inside Priority. Now, if you have a fleet of tracks and you need to distribute shipping orders across those tracks, then you can use ADP. You can drag and drop, and you can see everything nicely on the map. But what we have introduced as well is AI-based algorithmic optimization that essentially takes into account things like delivery window times for the customer. It can take into account track volume. It can take into account track attributes. For example, if you have tracks that have cooling parameters, or tracks that have cranes, or tracks that have other attributes, and you can always optimize this by shorter time or shorter mileage, and the algorithm just gets this done for you, essentially making your delivery process more efficient and also easier for the people who need to do the planning process itself. This is what we have released. This was a recap of the different AI features that we have released last year. We went too fast. I'm sorry. So I think we're not sharing the right slide. Let's see. I apologize. We have some.
Yeah.
We're actually skipping on a slide in. I think in the webinar. Now you're not seeing the correct slide. But anyway, I'll just talk through. Yes, here it is. It's okay. Yes. Never mind. I'll just talk through it. Since we have a technical glitch, we'll just go through. We have just recently released our version 26.0. And in this version, we actually added a lot more different AI capabilities. And the first and foremost is what we're calling AI ERP Companion. The Companion is essentially a new way for you to interact with Priority ERP. It's chat interface, it's built into the system, and it lets you talk to the ERP, right? It lets you access your data conversationally. You could search for documents, you could perform actions, you could run reports, you could ask for different insights, you could access help, and you can also run a variety of agents within the conversational interface. So the way we have built it is that we have released interface. Together with it, we have released a selection of different agents in various different areas, and you can with the system, right? And the way that it works is that essentially it understands the intent of what you're asking, and according to that, it knows whether to run an agent or to perform some analytical operation or to do some action on the screen. And all of this is accessible through the companion. Um, Now, the agents that we have released are in different areas, right? We have agents for finance, we have agents for sales, supply chain, and we have some general topics as well. Coming up in the next release are going to be some agents also for the manufacturing area. And you will see that when we have thought about the agents and we have prepared them for the release, we thought about different types of tasks that people need to do in their day to day. Some of those agents are, your daily routines. Some of the agents are some things that are more recurring, right? For example, closing period or managing fixed assets. It's not something that you do day to day. And some of the agents are also able to give you insights on the things, on the more, I would say, advanced or sophisticated things that are happening in the platform. As I said, the way to trigger those is basically to talk to the system, and then we're clicking those automatically. I would like to mention a few things as well, because people sometimes feel a little bit reluctant when they're using AI, when they're using conversational interfaces. First of all of those operations are under a priority security umbrella. So the user who talks to the system is not able to do more than he can do in priority interface, right? So there is no elevation of permissions. There is no way to kind of jailbreak the AI and get access to some data that you're not allowed to see. So users are still living in the same rules, and they have to abide the same permissions that they have. This is something I wanted to mention. And I'd like to start with the first example, just to give you a feeling of how this may look. We had a customer who came to us a couple of months ago, and it's a bakery cafe chain. And recently, as you may know, chocolate prices have been spiking. I think around 20% increase in the last year. And that customer came and they said, I need to understand the impact of those price increases. And every time I need to understand the impact, what happens is that I need to download the data, download the bills of materials, figure out, how much each product is impacting, and I need to work manually, right? So in this demo, what happens is that the person has typed in great. Yeah. So the person has came to the chat. There is no agent for this, right? So it's just explaining the problem, saying, okay, I have this problem with my chocolate products. There is an increase for a particular product. Please go find the bill of materials, find which products are based on this product, and you can see that the engine automatically goes through. It finds the relevant products in your bill of materials. It can say, okay, this is the impact of each one of the contributing impact of this particular product. Then it will go and it will just calculate the particular impact based on the volume, right? So if a certain cake has an ounce of chocolate, another cake has like 3 ounces of chocolate, the calculation is done accordingly, and then the AI is making the analysis and proposes the change, right? So it says, okay, you need to increase this by 10% and this by, I don't know, 10% more, but it does update, makes all the calculations, and then it can update your internal price list in the price catalog, right? And every time it proposes something, right, or it gives you some kind of suggestion, it doesn't go and change those things for you. It will ask for confirmation. So every time there will be this, okay, I'm going to propose you this and this. Are you okay with this? And then it can essentially update this on the spot for you, right? So this is a video. I ran it on like 2x speed because, for the sake of the presentation, but you can see the speed of how it works. And it's essentially the same thing that I think we're used to with, different types of AI systems, right? That we're probably using in our personal lives or for business. This is the speed of operation that you get with those. And then we have another example, and it's showing a different example that I wanted to show. In this case, we want to choose the best vendor for a particular product. So it will perform the analysis, analyze the best vendor for a particular item based on price, lead time, historical on-time delivery performance, and then it will create a purchase order for the user. So here a user is, again, typing what they need, and it explains to the machine, to the AI, what they want, right? And what happens is that the model on the background is fetching all the vendors for particular item. It can say, okay, this vendor had on time, 100% on time delivery rate. Another vendor had, historically has been late for this and this number of days. In the end, the engine is able to perform the analysis, and it can give you the recommendation based on the parameters that you have fed into the prompt, into your question. And then after it's giving you the recommendation, it will also suggest to the user to create a purchase order based on the information provided. Um, Here, yeah, it asks if the user would like to create a purchase order. User says yes, and then the agent kicks in and asking all the relevant question, about the delivery date and how much of the product the user would like to purchase. It gives you a summary. As I said, it always gives you a summary before performing action. The user would say yes, and the purchase order is being created, and the user can see the purchase order, and they can send it directly to the vendor, or they can watch it or send it to them. So this is the level of the things that you can do with the platform. And as you get access to 26.0, as you get upgraded to this version, we would very much like to learn from you, learn with you about the use cases that you have in mind, and how what are the different ways, right, that you want to leverage this conversational interface for your benefit. Another thing that we have released in 26.0 is AI assisted bank statement, credit card, and account reconciliations. Many of you know that a priority comes with a robust reconciliation engine. It's a very robust rule-based reconciliation engine where you can define different rules on how you want to reconcile your financials. And we have added additional layer on top of it, where we have an AI model that is looking into additional information that the rule-based model is not able to take into account, right? So we have created this new user interface where reconciliation proposals are being shown. The AI confidence level is being shown to you, so you can always know why there is an explanation, why we have given it such a level, why we would think it's high match or very high match. And in the end, after the user has reviewed the reconciliation proposals, they can accept some of them, all of them. It really depends on how they want to operate. But the idea is that the agent is able to look into additional semantic information of your transactions, and to be able to understand that some things are in fact similar, even when they don't appear similar to, typically to the machine. Before we move on to other features, I would like a little bit to talk to you about MCP. If you have been reading or looking at kind of different AI things that people kind of different AI topics that people are talking about, MCP is one of those. Think about it as an API that allows large language models to kind of work with different software components. Many business applications have created MCP servers to make themselves accessible to large language models. So this is also what we did. We already have internally our MCP server, and it allows the language models that are empowering the chat interface that I've shown you before, the agents, to talk to priority data and to talk to priority semantic layer. And as I mentioned before, it's all under our standard umbrella, right? It's a security umbrella, so there is no user permission elevation, and everything is safe and secure. And when we talk about the future and where we are headed, we're also planning to make this MCP server accessible externally, right? So our customers would be able to leverage it with their own agents, with their own large language models, and to connect to the same underlying data and information, again, with the same security and permission guardrails, and to be able to leverage it for their own AI applications or their own agents or other things that they're building, right? So today we have this internally for us for the features that I've shown you, but as we go into the future, later this year, we will also open customer access to the MCP server. Another thing I wanted to mention that was just recently released is our field service mobile application. It's a new version of mobile application for the field service people, your field technicians. It's working on iOS natively and Android. It can work offline, right? So if you have technician who works in areas with low network coverage, they're able to do all of their operations offline, and then the information is being synced seamlessly when they get back online. It does include also AI capabilities, for example, AI-based summary of the service call, right? So that the technician doesn't have to read through the entire history of the customer to understand what the customer needs. We have a neat summary for them. This is a very recent release, and we're inviting you to try this application as well. So we don't have a lot of time, but I would like to talk to you about where we're headed in the future. And if you remember, I was showing the pillars, the platform pillars, and how we are embedding a lot of intelligence across priority ERP. So I already mentioned the open MCP access to give you a way in future to connect your own large language models, to connect your own agents when you get to this point to priority ERP. We are soon releasing in a kind of beta a capability to create priority analytics, charts, and reports with chat. I'll show this to you in a demo shortly. And we are also expanding the footprint of agents in the ERP, right? So right now, as I said, for you to leverage agent, to interact with it, you need to be inside the chat interface. You need to talk to priority to kick those agents in. We are looking to expand this to other layers. So first of all, around the area of business rules and BPM, the business process management, we are working on a capability that a certain change in the system, just like today on a certain change in the system, it's possible to send an email or to send a message or to show a message to the user. We will allow our customers to kick off agents when certain events happen in the system. For example, a new sales order is being created, you will be able to trigger, I don't know, agent that validates a customer, right? Maybe you want to check if the customer is not late on their payments, and then this agent would kick in and perform certain operations and decide that the order needs to be approved, or maybe it will flag it for you, right? So we're able to add this additional layer of intelligence as part of the business rules. We are going to give our customers to give you a way to create your own agents, right? We're working on agent editor, where customers will be able to build their own agents and then to be able to leverage them as well in the business rules and in the chat interface. We are working on scheduling capabilities, right? So that you can trigger agents to run autonomously. I don't know, every Sunday you want to check if if you have customers who are late on their payments, right? Or maybe you want to check if you have purchase orders that are not yet delivered, right? Things like that. They will be able to kick off automatically and run, and again generate insights and let you know proactively what is happening in the system. And the last but not the least, on the topic of the low code, no code things that we talked about before, we are working to introduce a kind of a vibe coded experience where customers will be able to vibe code alternative web and mobile experiences for Priority ERP. So again, some of you may be familiar with vibe coding applications that are there in the market in general. We're building this capability as part of Priority Platform so that you will be able to build new business applications or to build specific experiences for some of your specific users or specific use cases using vibe coding like capabilities with Priority ERP backing. So we're very excited about all those different capabilities that we're building. I'm going to show you a small demo of how it is possible to create, how it will be possible soon to create a new chart with a chat. So you can see I'm asking the companion to create a sales report for me. And what it does is that it will trigger report creation flow. It fills in all the needed fields. It fills in the report name, of course. I can interact with it. I can say, oh, add grouping, add input field, add a function, things like that. And then the engine is doing this automatically for me. I can ask it to, add a chart, and then he adds this for me as well. And then in the end, I can just view the resulting report that was created. So this is as part of our notion to kind of make analytics even easier and more intuitive for the users. You will be able very soon to do this conversationally. We are releasing this, in time frame of month more or less. It's going to be beta, but then we will have this as Vue.js, so you can see that the sales report has been created and the user can watch it, right? So we're very excited about all those conversational capabilities that we're dropping, because the idea is that we want to make the system easier for you to interact and operate, right? So this is the part of this notion that we're trying to achieve. And this is how I was talking previously about the triggering of agents through the business rules, right? So we have a few screens of how this may look for you, right? So in this case, when certain event is happening in the system, user will be able to configure that an agent needs to be triggered, and then they can just pick the particular agent from the list. I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to run very quickly through those. This will be our agentic admin center. As I said, it will be possible to create custom agents, to add scheduling for them, right? So people will be able to schedule them, People will be able to author the agents, and hopefully in the next release, the 27.1, some of those capabilities will be available. Two final words on additional things where additional directions where we're headed. So I mentioned the data platform. We are working to introduce a data platform capability inside Priority. It will work in parallel with the existing Priority database. And the idea is to make Priority data easier for consumption for different AI capabilities, for different analytic capabilities, and also to give easier conversational analytics to our users, right? So those are the functionalities that this data platform would enable. We are looking to introduce anomaly detection in finance and in supply chain, and we're building what we're calling AI workspaces. Essentially, think of it as what was previously known as control tower, right? But with the dynamically appearing risks, insights, anomalies, and then giving the users the ability to interact with this and to take action at the time of kind of when the anomaly of the alert is coming in, to be able to take action immediately, right? So we're working on those capabilities. And from the product standpoint, I would just want to mention that I would be happy to to engage with some of you and kind of talk to you as we're building those things in the process. The last but not the least is that we're also adding different features for the American market. I will not go into them in detail because we're very much short on time and I want to leave you time for questions. But I wanted to mention that as we're adding all the new AI capabilities and functionalities, we're of course adding enhancements and features for our customer day-to-day needs, and those are some of the examples that we are going to embed.
Right.
Shira,
And
I'm sorry that I was running so fast.
And before we go to the Q&A, this is a super important moment. So this is your time to shine. We want to hear from you guys. If you could add just one feature, what would it be? Go to the chat, choose the one feature that you were dreaming that we will create or improve. And don't just give us general, give us more, whatever. Be specific. What is the one feature? We've got Evgi with us today. So we want to hear from you guys. What is that feature that you want us to add? This is your moment. Take a second for that and we will start the Q&A. Someone wrote that they can't see you.
Well, they can't see me?
No.
Oh, they didn't see me through the entire time?
No, I think for the last couple of minutes.
I apologize. I hope you could see me before.
Yeah. We really wanted this session to be a live session because we think it's better that way. So it comes with the technical problems, but even if you can't see her, Evgi's here. So I see everyone. I see a lot of comments on the chat. Great. So let's do the Q&A. We've got a couple of minutes for the Q&A, and I promise that if Evgi won't have time to answer all your questions because I see a lot of questions on the chat, we will figure it out, work with Evgi on the answers, and make sure to send it to you as soon as possible. So let's start, Evgi.
Yeah, so I see a lot of questions about AI and MCP, so I'm going to answer them not necessarily in the same order. There were questions about the models that we're using. We are using standard off-the-shelf models for most of the features. Reconciliation is actually one that we're using our own. But the conversational interface, we're using models from Anthropic, we're using models from Google. We have a framework that allows us to pick best model for every task. So essentially, we're able to switch between different models as we need to get you kind of the better experience, the best answer, if you may, for your questions. So yes, we're using kind of standard off-the-shelf models in most of the cases. In terms of the hosting, there was a question about this as well. Where are those models hosted? Those models are hosted inside our cloud platform, right? So in both in Amazon and in GCP, for example, if we talk about the Amazon, the Anthropic models running on Amazon are isolated from, maybe the stuff that people are doing, when they just talk to Claude. So the data does go to those models, but those models, because those are enterprise grade models, they don't retain your information, they don't train on your information. And moreover, there is no feedback from those models. They're completely isolated from Anthropic itself, right? So the information is always with us. There was also a question about MCP, if the MCP can read and write all data in priority. So MCP has access to all priority data. So essentially everything you have in your ERP is visible through the MCP, including your customization. So if you have custom forms, if you have added some custom fields, MCP has access to this as well. So it's not only limited to standard priority fields or standard priority forms. But as I said, everything is under the permission of the user that is performing the task. So for example, if I don't have access to, I don't know, financial information because I work in product management, then if I ask a question related to finance, MCP will even not be able to find it for me, right? So in scope of my question, in the universe of my question, financial information doesn't exist, right? So it's always in the scope of the individual user. There was also a question about, how would be authentication when we open MCP to our customers? You would need to authenticate with your user credentials, right? Because, everything needs to be done by a particular user, as I said. When we expose this capability, we will, of course, advertise how the authentication works. Let me look at some other questions as well. There was a question around training. So there is no need to do special training for the agents. There is some kind of memory or some kind of understanding. It does learn a little bit from how you operate from it. But essentially it's based on your data in the ERP. And when we will give you the functionality to create your own agents, then of course you can embed in the prompt everything that you need for the task. And there was a question about byte coding. So it won't be built on the IDE, but essentially you will be able to, we will give you a dedicated user experience where you will be able to create those applications. As I said, web and then also mobile. The underlying data is going to be priority, at least in the beginning. So you will be able to, I don't know, create alternative experience for particular types of users, maybe for people who are doing specific tasks and you want to give them like a very neat, nice, and reduced way of operation. I know that some of our customers in Israel, sorry, some of the ERP customers in Israel, not necessarily our customers, but I was recently at a conference in Israel where there were a lot of manufacturing companies, and they were telling us that many of their people are doing similar things with external tools, right? With tools like vibe coding and things like that. And we actually want to bring this into priority and to give people the ability and the capability to do this on top of the ERP.
Maybe one or two more.
Yes. So there was a question about getting involved as a beta. We will actually be happy, and we're always happy to talk to customers in the product organization, to talk to customers, to offer preview, to have like user interviews, and to understand what are the needs, and to kind of show our thinking and get some very early feedback. So if you want to be that type of customer, please talk to your customer success manager, talk to Shira, uh, and she'll be happy to connect us. And we always find the best match for every case, but we're always happy to talk to customers and get customers involved in the process. Um, do we have time for one more?
Maybe one more.
Let's see.
See if you can find one more. I will say super quickly that I think it's a very exciting time for the US priority product, right? Because I think that after a long time that we were invested in making the product stable and working on making it work for everyone, I think that now there's much more investment in making it easier, making it more adapted for the US business culture. And you see Evgi's here, and her team is very much invested. I think that if there are any of you who reached out to us, we always take things up with product. They're always happy to hear us out and see what can be done in order to make the necessary adjustments in the product. So yes, please keep on reaching out to us. We are working on an ideation platform that will make the connection with the product team much simpler and transparent for you. But until then, if you feel that there's a gap, if you want to know about the roadmap, if there's anything you want to do with our product team, they're super cooperative and will be happy to assist. Um, so maybe one more
Yes,
okay.
there was a question about the availability of those features.
Mm,
So the AI, the companion, is going to be available to all of our customers when they upgrade to 26.0 reconciliations as well. So I'll be very happy when you get upgraded. I'll be very happy to get your feedback
I think
through customer success. But
99% of what Evgi presented will be available for everyone
yeah.
when they do the version upgrade. So, and some of you are already in the process, so you're closer than others. And if you want to push the upgrade and get it sooner, let us know, and we'll be happy to assist. You're all scheduled to be upgraded soon, but we can check out and see when is it planned. Uh, Before we wrap it up, first of all, thank you so much, Evgi, for taking the time. And thank you, everyone. And I have a very important but small request from you. We do want these webinars to be right for you. We really want to hear your voice. We want to hear your feedback. So take a second, scan the QR code. It will take you to a super short survey, really 60 seconds, and let us know what you thought about today's session so we can keep improving and make it better for the next time. Thank you everyone for joining. We appreciate the time. Stay in contact with us, and thank you, Evgi, again. And